What's happening? Oh, wait.
What's happening, highway hound?
Can't help. That's fun, ain't it? No, but I seriously want to apologize to the Ethereum community and everybody who's invested in the DAO. I kind of feel bad the way I've been acting. Well, not really. I do and I don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't like Goldman Sachs. I don't like USB. I don't like, and I'm discovering all this, as probably some of you are. R3 is backed by these big banks, and the whole idea of Bitcoin and Litecoin is to take the power away from these big bank type people and put it into the blockchain. But they've created their own blockchain with Ethereum. I mean, that's clear to me. But the thing is, I know that there's a lot of people out there that have lost money, and I could have done it too. You know, I mean, we all tend to be sheep. You know, some of the sheep walk around acting like they're lions and proclaiming to the world that they're lions. That's a cat. Caterpillar cat. Big cat. Strong cat. C15. But, now we're all sheep. And, I think, with the ease that we can get into these trading platforms and stuff like that, I know I've always secretly wanted to be a stock trader or something like that. And I think this cryptocurrency space gives a lot of people the illusion that they are a big-time trader, you know. And I listen to this, you know, the commentaries, and I watch the analysis and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, it's pretty fun and exciting, you know. But I think with Ethereum, you're a sheep with a bunch of wolves, because you've got real hedge fund managers you're going up against, people that know how to manipulate markets, people that have millions of dollars to manipulate those markets, people that have mass media outlets to manipulate those markets, and they've been doing it for years. Joseph Lubin is a hedge fund manager. He worked for Goldman Sachs. I keep saying that because I didn't know that for a long time. When I was looking at the pre-sale, I didn't realize that the chief operating officer was from Goldman Sachs. I just found out last week what R3 was. What is R3? I don't know, but Toyota just joined it. Look up R3 and Goldman Sachs R3. It's basically the banks are all colluding together to create their own blockchain and use their own blockchain technology, and that's what I see Ethereum is. Ethereum is the big bank's answer to Bitcoin. Now, somebody loves me. Text message. You ever heard that one? Text message. I think that's funny, man. Every once in a while I'll be walking around and I'll hear that thing go off. Somebody have that. It's a notification for a text message. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't think most people knew. I don't think. Man, some people don't care. For you guys who don't care, and you're just going in there to make money, and you don't care how you do it, this apology is not for you. But for the regular sheeple, like I consider myself one, I am sorry if you've lost money, and I don't want to rub your nose in it or anything like that. But I just my heart goes out to you. I mean, I've lost plenty in my life, but take the power back. Take the power back from these big banks. Take the power back from Goldman Sachs, from hedge fund managers, from Wall Street. Stick with Bitcoin and Litecoin. You know, they're boring, they're old, I know, but they've got a proven track record. And stop believing that Ethereum is Bitcoin 2.0. They're two completely different platforms. If anything is Bitcoin 2.0, it's Litecoin. And I like Dash, you know. Here come the big cat. I like Dash too, but Dash is not the same thing. I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but if it's anonymous, if it's in the dark, like it was called Darkcoin, because nobody can trace anything, it's different, you know. But Litecoin's not. Litecoin, you can trace everything, and that has its advantage, that you can keep track of money. Don't you want Goldman Sachs to be having to use Bitcoin and Litecoin in their transactions so everybody can trace them? You know, so anybody can go in there and audit them. You know, they can do it on their free time, right? Like Craig Wright said. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's Satoshi, but anybody could run in there and audit freely the banks. Anybody. That's cool. You know, they don't like that. You know, they don't want that. They don't want it. They want it on their terms, and that's what Ethereum is. Grind it till you find it. Grinding gears. Anyway, now to me, if Ethereum is going to succeed, they really, literally need to come out with an Ethereum 2.0, because with that, I've been thinking a lot about the pre-sale. I call the pre-sale pre-mine because it's basically the same thing, in my humble opinion. But what's to say? I mean, look up Cramer manipulation. Jim Cramer manipulation on YouTube. It's a video about, it kind of gives you how a hedge fund manager thinks, which is what Joseph Lubin, the chief operations officer over at Ethereum, was or is or whatever. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm sure he's a pretty cool dude to hang around with, but he's a hedge fund manager. He hangs around hedge fund managers, and hedge fund managers think a certain way on market movements and creating market movements. And you guys that are investing on the exchanges, you know what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is basically that $18 million was raised in the pre-sale, okay, which is about 80% of the total supply. If you listen to that Cramer manipulation thing, he's talking about you can take $5-10 million and really make a market move. So in this pre-sale, who's to say that a couple hedge fund managers aren't sitting there at their soda fountain bar saying, hey, yeah, okay, let's throw $5 million in. You throw $5 million, I'll throw $5 million in, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, bam, they got 10 million, 8 or more. You know, and Big Cat, I know it makes it sound funky, but very little effort on these guys' parts. And these guys are professional traders. I mean, these guys make a lot of money doing it. And so, you know, they're not all idealistic like a lot of Bitcoiners are. And very easily for that market, the way the what do they call it, IPO, whatever, the pre-sale went, you don't know who has those coins. And I read a comment, somebody said, well, those coins have been all moved around and they're not in the original pre-sale account. Well, so what? So I can move my coins around and make it look like there's a bunch of activity going. And believe me, that's the kind of stuff that hedge fund managers do. So they make a lot of movement, a lot of excitement, because that makes people, the sheeple traders like you and me. I'm not really a trader, but what do they say, the GDP, the general dumb public like us, well, all that excitement really can move markets. And these guys are professionals at manipulating the traders, yours and mine, emotions. That's what they do. But anyway, what I'm just saying is my heart goes out to you guys if you lost your butt. I hope you didn't invest more than you can afford to lose, but human nature being what it is, I'm sure that a lot of you have, and I'm just sorry, and I just wanted to say that. Sorry. I'll probably make another video here in a minute.